Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Judith TV Show, where I talk about marriage and marriage related trending issues. My name, guys, as you all know, is Judith. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time of coming across my channel, thank you. Please don't make it your last. Do well to subscribe so that every time I upload a new video on marriage and marriage related trending issues, you'll be among the first to know. Having said that, guys, I'd like to introduce the topic I want to discuss about in this video. There's this 2023 Nigerian movie titled In-Laws. It has part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 apostles, if you ask me. I want to talk about that video. Yours truly watched it from the part 1 to the last part. I want to discuss the marriage-related issues involved in that video. But before I do that, let me give a recap of what the video is all about, because I'm certain that so many people may have not watched it. It has to do with 3 families. Okay, I'll make it family A, B, C, and then I will now delve into what I want to talk about. Family A is that of Mr. Femi and Doyin. They are both Yorubas from the southwestern part of Nigeria, and they have 2 children, Babatunde and Bukola. That is family A. Family B in the video is that of Chief Emeka and his Yoruba wife, and also have 2 children, Chinedu and Adeze, who is a medical doctor, so Dr. Adeze. That is family B. And then you have family C, which is Mr. Balogu. Mr. Balogu is a very influential politician, um, um, a well-known man in the society. He has connections and everything, and he has a daughter who is Damilola. So family A, B, C now. Now family A, that is the family of Mr. Femi and Doyin. Rich, the man has a company, and they sent his son Babatunde to London, England, UK to go and further his studies. So he completed his studies and then now got himself a job, doing there, making ends meet there, doing well for himself. And then he got involved with a lady, Adekemi. The Adekemi of a lady is also based in UK, and somewhere along the line, they took their relationship to another level and got engaged to be married. But somewhere along the line, his parents felt that, especially his father, that he should come back home and take over from him the company, the family business, because he now retired. So he wanted his son to come back from UK to relocate back to Nigeria and take over running of the family business, which they were able to convince the guy to come back home. So the guy felt it's something that you just come for a week or 2 and then take over and then go back to the UK and be calling the shots from there, Zoom meetings and virtual meetings and what have you, not knowing that his parents doesn't want that. They want him to come back, relocate fully back to Nigeria and get married to a Yoruba lady and now based in Nigeria. So Femu eventually came back to Nigeria, and when he now discovered, the plans that his parents have, he wasn't happy about that. But fate happened to him, and then at the end of the day, he now had no regrets coming back to Nigeria and even staying back to Nigeria. But let's go further before I'll come to that. Now, the family B, that is Chief Emeka, who is the Igbo southeastern part of Nigeria, married to a Yoruba from the southwestern part of Nigeria, also has 2 children, a boy and a girl. When I say a boy and a girl, not small boy, now grown-up children, Chinedu and Adeze, who is a medical doctor, Dr. Adeze. So, the 2 families, Chief Emeka is into business, all this building material sales and what have you. And he tried to introduce his son Chinedu to carry him along. Reluctantly, the guy would always be resisting, going into business, and the father would always insist. And then the man now got the guy to be interested and all that. And Chinedu, got interested in the father's business and was joining him. Very lively human being like that in the movie. And then his sister, Dr. Daisy, was also doing well for herself, as a medical doctor. So, though somewhere along the line, her parents were worried that she doesn't have a boyfriend, she has not brought home any man that she wants to. This is somebody that wants to marry me. The usual Nigeria average family now that even at whether at 18, they will want you to bring home somebody to marry you and all that. So that is about the second family now, family B. Now, family C, that of Mr. Balogu, who has a daughter that is Damilola. Mr. Balogu, like I said, is an influencer, he's a politician, he's a businessman, he's well connected in the society, he's a societal man. So Damilola is also part of his business, helping to run his business. He has a position there as a deputy director, running the business with his father. So when when Babatunde now came back home, as usual, now you trust Nigerian parents. Now they now try to get him to meet with Damilola so he can marry Damilola, and then that way they succeed in getting him to now stay back in Nigeria. But eventually, when they met, for one reason or the other, Babatunde didn't feel so well with Dami, didn't flow so well with her, and besides, he has somebody in the UK, Dekemi, and he told his parents about the lady and that she's also Yoruba. So the parents were like, they didn't want somebody that will make her to go back to UK because Kemi doesn't want to relocate back to Nigeria. She wants to stay back in UK, wants Tunde to come back to UK so they can get married and stay back there. But the parents of Tunde didn't want that. So for that, they were skeptical about Tunde marrying Kemi. However, um, Tunde reluctantly, was not happy about the plans of his parents. But, because he's already home and there was nothing he could do about it. But the father in particular was trying to get him to get along with Damilola because Damilola's father is well to do, he's well connected, and he knew that if the son should marry Damilola, that at least that would mean fortunes for the family. But unfortunately, it didn't flow that way because Tunde and Damilola didn't get on well. It got to a point that when Mr. Balogun marked his birthday, he invited the two families, that is family A and B now. Mr. Balogun is family C. So he invited the two families, to come for his birthday, party. So they came as a family. This family A came with the two children, and then family B came with their two children. So at the party, all things were going on well. And then Damilola was now trying to get Tunde to, notice her and everything. But it didn't flow well with him. Meanwhile, Tunde didn't even like the whole thing, even from the traditional outfit they got him to wear. He didn't just like that. Everything about Nigeria was irritating him at that particular point in time. All he wanted to hear was flying back to UK and everything. So at that party, he didn't quite feel comfortable, and all efforts by Damilola to get him to flow with him, flow with her, didn't just work out. However, after the party, everybody left and all that. Then somewhere along the line, Dr. Adeze went out with her friend. She has a friend, a very close friend, a lady. She went out with her. So while she visited her actually, so while they were now coming for her to now leave, while she was coming, she now saw Babatunde. Babatunde went to, I think, his friend's office and was also now coming out. When he came out, he didn't button his outfit very well. So Adeze pointed out to him, say, is that the new fashion in town? Sir, you didn't button your shirt very well and everything. So, wow, Tunde now saw that and said, oh, sorry. And then he now corrected that. And then he now went after her, trying to get to know her and all that, something like that. But Dr. Adeze did something cleverly. She now said, no, she's not interested. Don't talk to me. No, I just corrected that. That's okay. Not this, that, that. And then she cleverly dropped her complimentary card while entering her car. She dropped that cleverly and then now, or smartly, and then entered her vehicle and drove off. So the guy now Tunde now picked the card, knowing that, picking the card will mean the guy will call her because, he wanted her attention, but she didn't give him that attention that particular time. And true to it, Tunde started calling her. Eventually, when she picked and then they started talking and everything, okay, let's meet, let's go for a lunch and what have you. They went for a lunch, I think once or twice, and then one of the times they went out, Tunde now asked her what she would want to eat. And Adesa now said it is him she wants to eat. And then they now went to the hotel. I think they slept there and everything. So that was it. So something like that, something like a relationship now started between them. But before then, one of the times they went out, she tried to find out about him, whether he's married and all that. And he said that he's not married. I said, okay, maybe you have an Oyibo wife. He said, no, that he doesn't have, and he doesn't have a child. I think that was what prompted Adese's interest that made her to now do what she did. He didn't mention Adekemi. So that is all about family B now. So when they met it was from that party that they met. After they met in the party, and everybody now left. So when no, this didn't happen before they met in the party. Okay, so Tunde now recognized and now said, well, you're not the person that I met, and so on and so forth. And now said yes. In fact, it was after that time that Tunde now started calling her. So the relationship now kicked off from there. And then the parents, both parents of family A and parents of family B, were after their son not getting, when they now got to know that Tunde was getting along with Adeze, who is of a different tribe. His parents didn't find it funny. They wanted him to marry somebody from their tribe. And the parents of Adeze, that is family B, when they also got to know that their daughter was getting on with somebody from another tribe, they too didn't find it funny. They wanted her to marry somebody from their tribe. To the extent that the father was saying, look, I will get you somebody from our tribe, to marry you. But the lady said no, and that is Adeze. So the relationship continued. Now, on the side of Chinedu from family B, the father also talked him into having something to do with Damilola because, according to him, the father is influential, the father is rich. So that if you marry her, then that means it's a fortune for them. Just like family A, Tunde's father had also planned, but it didn't work out because Tunde didn't agree. It didn't flow very well with Damilola. So Chinedu, that is the son of Chief Emeka family B, that the father was now trying to get him to talk to Damilola and get her on her side and then start dating her and then marry her. Chinedu tried. But each time Damilola would be snubbing him and Chinedu would come back complaining and the father would be like, oh, a lady snubbed you once and then you're just giving up. No, you know how many times your mother snubbed me and so on and so forth. No, you continue. A time will come when she'll accept you and everything. And true to it, Chinedu continued. But somewhere along the line, because Damilola was now, trying to be herself, she too wanted Tunde, but when she saw that there was no headway for her in Tunde, so she now relaxed and now decided to give Chinedu a trial. Fortunately for her, Chinedu, who didn't love her initially, just because his father was pushing him, now started feeling something, very well for her. So Chinedu took her out and now told her, look, my father wanted me to marry you. I didn't love you. But you see now, things are changing. I think I have fallen in love with you. And then they now took their relationship to another level. Damilola accepted. And both of them now started a relationship. Now, on the side of Tunde and Adeze, because of that one night stand, should I call it one night stand? Adeze now discovered that she's pregnant. But the day they met at that party, something happened. Chief Emeka and Tunde's mom doing, they didn't just feel comfortable seeing each other. They were not happy seeing each other. They were just looking at each other with this kind of hatred and everything. And Tunde observed that. So Tunde now asked his mother, is there anything you have about this man? So she said no. Ades also asked her father, and he also said no. But because of the way things are going, and the mother now kept on saying that, look, you will never marry somebody from the southeastern, but it has to be a Yoruba or southwest lady, that is southwest lady. It has to be a Yoruba lady. So Tunde now suspected that there's something that is between his mom and Adese's father. So he tried to find out. Somewhere along the line, Tunde left the house, not telling anybody. Meanwhile, Kemi came from UK after she waited and waited and waited for Tunde to come back. So she now came to the family house and was now with them. But everything that is going on is so strange to her. And she tried to find out, but nobody was giving her, satisfactory answers because they felt that if Tunde should marry her, she's going to take Tunde back, and that is not their plans. So they were not so very much eager. Yes, she's Yoruba, but they didn't want her because of taking Tunde back to UK, which they didn't want. So at this point in time, Tunde now left the family house. Ades also now left her family house and then went to stay with her friend. So both parents were frantically looking for. This one was looking, the family A was looking for their son, family B was looking for their daughter. But somewhere along the line, Tunde now started calling Adeze. Reluctantly, Adeze now, by friend, her friend talked to her into, so Adeze at a point now picked Tunde's call. And Tunde now said, okay, you know what, let's go to my family, let me tell them that it is you that I want to marry. If they don't want me to marry, then I have to go back to the UK. So by the time they now came to the house, Adeze's family, that is family B, had also said, let us go to Tunde's family to find out if their son had kidnapped their daughter because they know they were going out. So by the time they now came, the family A, that is Femi and Doyin, they were with Bukola, their daughter, they were all there. So Chinedu and his own parents, that is family B, they all now came there. So they met in Femi's house, that is Tunde's house. Fortunately, Tunde and Adeze now walked in. Tunde now said, oh, thank God everybody's now here. I think this is the right time to sort out the issue once and for all. So everybody was like, what is it? So he now asked his mother, is Chief Emeka my father? The mother said, no, 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 it's not your father. Adeze now asked his father, is Tunde my half brother? So the father now said, Chief Emeka now said, do they have brothers that I have? By the way, the people that acted this is Nkemu Mama G, Frederick Leonard. I don't know the name of the other people, the persons, the other crew. So that was it. So Tunde now said no, that he wants to know who is his real father. It was at that point in time that Adeze's father, Chief Emeka, now told them the story of how he dated Doyin a long time ago before he met Femi, and that is Tunde's father had married Doyin and married him. That they were dating, Doyin being a young girl that time, went and sold her shop and gathered everything. In fact, they did a throwback of that, gathered everything and then gave to him for him to put in his business with the promise that he's going to marry her and that he'll give her back the money. In fact, double the money for her. But at the end of the day, when he gave Emeka the money, Emeka now ran away with the money, and Doyin now discovered that she was pregnant. So by the time she now came to check Emeka up to tell him that she's pregnant and if she's pregnant and everything, Emeka was no longer there. Emeka is nowhere to be found. He escaped. He ran away with the money. But Doyin had a Femi that had always wanted her. So what she now did, she now went to Femi and now told Femi what happened. Femi, even at that point in time, accepted her. But somewhere along the line, she now started bleeding. They didn't show whether she went for forced abortion or whatever, but just she started bleeding and they took her to the hospital. She now lost the pregnancy before Femi now married her, and then they started having children, had that Tunde and had Bukola. So after he said the story, so he now told Tunde, I am not your father. Femi is your father. And he told Adeze, Tunde is not your half brother. He's not my son. You are my daughter. So they were now happy. At least at the end of the day, they're going to get married. Guys, that's the brief of what the whole 12 episodes parts is all about. So I want to now I'll talk about family A, family B, Tunde, Dr. Adeze, and then Damilola and Chinedu together. What I want to say about them, kind of, is it review or analysis or something? First of all, I like to start with by talking about the two families, family A and B. It's well, I see it as a wrong step and a wrong way to go. Each time parents will insist on their children, either a son or a daughter, marrying from their tribe. You know why? You don't know where the destiny of that child lies. There is no tribe that doesn't have good people. There's no tribe that doesn't have bad people. All you should be praying God is to be sure that your daughter or your son is in good hands. But this idea of insisting, no, it has to be somebody that is from my tribe. No, it has to be from my tribe. It has to be. There are people that have married somebody from even their village, not even their tribe now, village, and it didn't work out for them. So, for the family of A and B, family of Femi and Doyin, and family of Chief Emeka and his wife, please, parents, learn from their mistakes. Don't always insist on your child, be it a son or a daughter, marrying from your tribe. Your tribe does not guarantee happiness. Your tribe does not guarantee blissful marriage. Okay? It is not. It doesn't guarantee it. So don't always insist on that. In fact, it's even funny because even Chief Emeka is married to a Yoruba woman, and he is also the one that is insisting that his daughter will not marry a Yoruba man. So please, I want us, viewers, parents, learn from the mistakes of these two parents. It is not right. The destiny of your children differs from your own destiny. Don't always insist on your children marrying from your tribe, even when they are not happy about it. If somebody from your tribe comes their way and is a good person and they are good to go, oh, fine. But insisting that it has to be somebody from your tribe, whether the person likes it or yes, is wrong. That is it. Then I'll come to Tunde. Tunde, what I want to say about Tunde's own is that for men that will be like, because when this whole thing started, Tunde has always been in touch with Kemi, the fiance that was in London. And he has always assured her that there's no Nigerian wife. And he has also assured her that he loves her, that he's going to marry her. So how Tunde now came up with the idea of now going for this, now forgetting this one entirely, is what young men should avoid. It's always not the best. You don't whip up the sentiments and the emotions of a lady up to the point of telling her that you married her. She came and met your parents, and all of a sudden, no explanation, no nothing, and you now went for this other lady. Meanwhile, you kept on telling her and assuring her that you love her, that you're going to marry her, and there's no Nigerian wife, and that at the end of the day, you were all telling lies. It was all lies you were telling her. You didn't keep to your words. Gentlemen, please, if it has come to this point, I'm not saying you should be forced to marry who you don't want to marry, but you should think of that lady. You should think of the way she has come with you. So you should know how to balance it, so that if you are now deciding on this person, then let this person be carried along, as in, there should be a way you explain to her, this is it, this is it. Things should be sorted out between both of you. You can't just come and then whip up her emotions like that and then leave her at the middle of the road and then face another person for no just fault of hers. And she loved you enough that she flew in from London to come and check on you, to know what is happening to you. So that's what I have to say about Tunde. Then for Dr. Adeze, that represents, ladies, in this video. It's not her in particular. I hope you guys understand all these people I'm talking. It's not them in particular, but the people they represent. Now, for young ladies that will go to the extent of being mischievous, seeing it as smartness in getting a guy to marry them, please be warned. You know why I'm saying be warned? Adeze, when Tunde took her out, decided, because he heard that he's not married, he doesn't have a Igbo wife, he doesn't have a child, he now decided for them to go and sleep. They had an intimate relationship that made her now to be pregnant. Ask yourself, if it had turned out to be that they have brothers, they are related, what would have happened? That would be an incest, right? Good. If it had also happened that, okay, now that she's pregnant, Tunde now decided to still go on with Kemi, what would happen? You just met a guy like that, you don't know much about him, and all of a sudden, just because you sat down with him for 2 hours or so, and you asked him, "Are you married?" And he said, "No, I don't have this, I don't have a child, I don't have that." And all of a sudden, you went all out to sleep with it. And as a medical doctor, I want to assume that you know when it's not safe for you to sleep with a man, and you went all out. Ladies, a lot of ladies have gotten themselves into trouble by these simple acts of being mischievous and then thinking and tagging it to be that they are smart. It may have played out for her because at the end of the day, Tunde is not her stepbrother. But supposing Tunde is her stepbrother, supposing Tunde ended up going back to Kemi, she will now have a child out of wedlock, and before you know, she will now start dragging the man, child support, child support. So the man will now leave his family and be facing you and your child support. And there might be somebody that will want to marry her, knowing that she has a child out of wedlock, could also be a minus for her. That's what I have to say about the Adeze issue. The only people I clap for in this is Chinedu and Damilola, that ended up finding true love at the end of the day. Yes, Chinedu's parents, it's not as if they are not okay. It's not as if they are not well to do. Okay? But for the fact that he opened up and told Damilola the truth, initially, I didn't fancy you. I didn't have some spot for you. My father was the one that was propelling me. But now, seeing your kind person, you opened up genuinely and said, "Look, you were chasing Tunde, chasing shadow, not knowing that Tunde is not meant for you. Now that you've realized, you opened up, you were honest about it. The truth about the matter is that, look, I now feel differently for you. Genuinely, I now feel love for you." And these kind of people, when they now marry, nothing will come between them. Because from zero, they now came to something. From nothing, they came to something. And the father, that's Chief Balogun, was so happy that his daughter has finally found love in Chinedu. He didn't even mind whether it's of a different type or whatever. No, for the fact that my daughter has found love in this guy, the man was just okay. So he found out at the end of the day, the wealth and the thing he was trying to access in a crooked way, he has gotten it. He has gotten it well and fine. So, guys, this marriage issue, at the back of every person who is about to get married or who is already married, have it at the back of your mind that marriage is a lifetime relationship. It's not something you go about in a tricky way. It's not something you go about it, thinking it's something you can just walk in or walk out anytime. Another thing about what Adeze did that is wrong, that is, I'm telling ladies to be warned. Adeze and Tunde had no time to cut. They don't know their do's and don'ts. They don't know the strengths and the weaknesses of each other. It is now, if they go into marriage right away, while they are inside the marriage, that's when they will be discovering it. And if they discover it and they are not able to handle it, it breaks the marriage. It breaks the marriage one time. Because it was like it's infatuation, it was like, fantasy. You just had her and then she became pregnant, and all of a sudden she's the one that you want to be with. You don't know her character. And from the character of Adeze in that movie, she's a no-nonsense person. She's a yopi person. She's somebody that likes to have her way. Now, if Tunde does not meet up with that because they didn't cut, they didn't know, yes, they didn't know their relation, their characters or something, So it is now that they are married that they're going to start discovering themselves. And if they are not able to handle it, it's enough to break that marriage. So, ladies, you don't want to get in and then the marriage is broken maybe after a year or two, and you come back and you start from square one. You don't want to do that. You just don't want to do that. So, all I'm trying to say in this summary or in this analysis is that parents, please, in summary, parents, please, drop this idea of insisting that your child or your children should marry from your tribe, even when they have somebody that you know that is good enough for them, that is of a different tribe. Tribe does not guarantee a blissful marriage. Tribe does not make any person happy. It's the individual that is involved. And there's no tribe where that you don't have good people, and there's no tribe that you don't have bad people. Even in that your tribe that you're talking about, there are also bad people there. And then for Tunde, for men, I keep on saying it, Before you promise a lady something, please be sure all the things you promised Kemi, you love her and everything. Where is the love? Where is the love? It is possible that is that Kemi that you love for real, but Adeze no just came like a fantasy. Because you have been with Kemi over the years, you understand each other, you know her characters, she knows yours. But fantasy now came in the way, and then you went that way. Gentlemen, please let's be more careful. Ladies, as I said about Adeze's issue and the role she played, please let's be very careful because anytime it backfires, somehow it's the ladies that suffer the most. It's the ladies. For instance, if Tunde had ended up with Kemi and she had that child out of wedlock, then somewhere along the line she'll start be fighting for child support and it becomes a problem because Tunde will not have a family to face. Okay. And then on the side of her desk, somebody might want to come for her, and then that child will now be a minus for her because some men will not want to have somebody that has a child before. Some men don't mind, but some other men don't also mind. And then again, if they had ended up being related, maybe that it's the same father or the same mother, that would have been disastrous. That would have been incest. That marriage would have not gone on. So at the end of the day, Adeze will have a wound to lick. And like I said, the characters, their character, both of them, they don't know their characters. The fancy just came and swept them off their feet. It is now when they marry that they will now begin to realize, discover their characters. And if they are not able to withstand it, be patient enough, it's enough to break them. And ladies, you don't want that. When you have gone in and then you now come out again, going back and forth, is not the best. So for Chinedu and the Damilola, for the Chinedus and the Damilolas out there, I hail you people, okay? You started from nothing and you ended up with something. That's very wonderful. And also for Chief Balogun, that didn't say, okay, no, Damilola has to be from my tribe. I mean, it has to marry from my tribe or whatever. He supported the daughter's happy. What will make his daughter happy was his, concern, and he supported that relationship. For those fathers that are like that, I hail you all. So, guys, that's what I have to, the analysis I have for the movie In-Laws 2003 Nigerian movie In-Laws from part 1 to part 12. I know maybe some of you might not have time to watch it all. That's why I took my time to like explain all that, okay? So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've picked one or two things from this video and from my analysis I did myself after watching the movie. Okay, so but the comment section is free and open. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think, and if you know anybody that had that kind of experience, let me know at the comment section, guys. Let's just share ideas there. Okay, share our school of thoughts there. Thank you so very much, guys, for watching as usual. I sincerely appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, guys.